Have you ever found yourself awake late at night, long after the world has gone to sleep? The only light is the glow of your screen, the only sound, the hum of the refrigerator, and the quiet, persistent thrumming of your own mind. You're working, planning, striving, chasing something on the horizon. We call it ambition. We wear it as a badge of honor. But in those quiet, solitary moments, have you ever paused right in the middle of that chase and asked yourself a deeper, more unsettling question? What am I actually running from? Is it possible that this powerful engine we call ambition, the very thing that drives us to build, to achieve, to become more, is sometimes just a beautiful, elaborate disguise for fear? It's a thought that can feel like a crack in the foundation of everything we've been taught to value. But I invite you to sit with it for a little while, not to judge it, but just to understand it. Because untangling these two forces might just be the most important work we ever do. The first, and perhaps most common, form this takes is the ambition fueled by the ghost of not enough. It's a deep, primal fear of scarcity. The fear that if we stop moving, stop accumulating, stop achieving, we will discover that we are fundamentally lacking, that there isn't enough love, enough security, enough significance to go around, and we must fight tooth and nail for our share. This is the ambition that feels like a frantic rush to fill a house that has no walls. You bring in beautiful furniture, a new job title, a bigger salary, a more impressive social circle, but the wind just blows right through. The space never feels full. The satisfaction is fleeting, because the goal isn't actually to have the thing, it's to quiet the fear of not having it. It's a race against a phantom of poverty, not just of money, but of worth. When your ambition comes from this place, your successes don't feel like joys to be savored. They feel like temporary reprieves, like you've just managed to hold back the tide for one more day. The question to ask yourself here is a gentle one. When you achieve something you've worked for, does it feel like a peaceful arrival or just a moment to catch your breath before the next sprint begins? The answer holds a quiet truth. Then there's a more modern, more subtle fear, the fear of being ordinary. We live in a culture that screams for narratives. Everyone needs a story, a brand, a legacy. We are terrified of living a small, quiet, unstoried life. We fear that if our life isn't a bestseller, a viral post, a monumental achievement, then it will have been for nothing. We fear the silence that follows an unremarkable existence. And so, our ambition becomes a desperate attempt to write a spectacular story. We chase titles, recognition, and achievements not for the substance of the work itself, but for how they will look in the telling. We're not building a life, we're building a biography. We're not living, we're curating. But what if the point wasn't to be extraordinary? What if the most profound courage lies in finding the beauty in an ordinary life, lived with extraordinary presence and love? Think of it like this. There is a grand, prize-winning rose, genetically engineered for perfection, displayed for all to see. It is, by all accounts, a success. But then there's a simple field of wildflowers, noticed by few, but existing in perfect, harmonious beauty. They aren't trying to be anything other than what they are. They aren't afraid of being overlooked. They are simply and beautifully alive. Ambition born from the fear of being ordinary is a constant performance, but a life lived for its own sake is a quiet, unshakable masterpiece. Sometimes the ambition we carry isn't even our own. It's an inheritance, a compass placed in our hands by our parents, our culture, our society, with a destination already marked on it. This is what success looks like. This is the mountain you must climb. We take the map without question because the fear of disappointing others, of straying from the path, is immense. It feels like a betrayal. So we climb. We push ourselves, we sacrifice, driven by a powerful sense of duty. But as we get higher, the air gets thinner, and we might start to feel a strange emptiness. We're doing everything right, but it feels wrong. This is the ambition born from the fear of rejection. We are so afraid of losing our place in the tribe, of being seen as a failure in the eyes of those we love, that we adopt their dreams as our own. The tragedy here is that we can spend a whole lifetime climbing someone else's mountain, only to reach the summit and realize we were meant to be swimming in the ocean all along. Freeing ourselves from inherited ambition is not an act of rebellion. It's an act of profound self-love. It's having the courage to quietly hand the map back and say, with kindness and respect, "Thank you for this guidance, but I think I need to find my own way from here." Now, to ask this question, is ambition just fear? Is not to condemn ambition itself, not at all. It is to begin the process of purifying it. Because there is another kind of ambition. An ambition that doesn't come from a place of scarcity or anxiety, but from a place of love. This is the ambition of the artist who is compelled to create because the world feels more beautiful with their art in it. It's the ambition of the scientist who is driven by an insatiable curiosity about the universe, a deep love for the mystery of it all. It's the ambition of the parent who strives to be better, not out of fear of failing their child, but out of an overwhelming love for their child. This ambition feels completely different. It doesn't feel like a frantic chase. It feels like a joyful expansion. It's not about running away from a ghost. It's about running towards a light. It's not about filling a void. It's about overflowing from a place of fullness. This kind of ambition is generative. It adds to the world. It doesn't claw for its piece of the pie. It bakes more pies for everyone. The litmus test is this. When you think about your goals, does your body tighten with anxiety, or does your heart open with possibility? Does it feel like a heavy burden you must carry, or a wonderful privilege you get to explore? One is an escape, the other is a calling. One is rooted in fear, the other in love. So, what do we do with all of this? We don't need to abandon our drive. We just need to become more conscious of its source. It's a process of gentle excavation, of looking at the engine that drives us and asking, what is the fuel? Is it the fear of being small, the fear of being forgotten, the fear of being left behind? Or is it the love of creating, the love of learning, the love of connecting? The simple, quiet, powerful love for the process of becoming more fully ourselves. The work of a lifetime is not to extinguish the fire of our ambition, but to change the wood that it burns, to slowly, patiently replace the logs of fear with the logs of love, curiosity, and genuine service. The goal isn't to stop running, it's to learn to run with joy, towards a sun of your own choosing, not away from a shadow you believe is chasing you. And you might find in that shift that you don't need to run at all. You can simply walk with purpose and with peace toward a life that feels not like an achievement.